It's the WP Minute. This episode is brought to you by the WP Minute. If you have a story to tell or want to contribute 1-minute audio clips to our podcast, please reach out to us at thewpminute.com/contact. We're looking for your voice around the topics of Gutenberg, full site editing, WooCommerce, and the future of WordPress, and a whole heck of a lot more. Join us or support the show with a coffee or a membership at buymeacoffee.com/mattreport. You know how it goes. Everything I mention here will be linked up in the newsletter and the blog post. Check out thewpminute.com for the links. In the news, WordPress 6.0 Arturo was released. This release was named for Latin jazz musician and director Arturo O'Farrell. With nearly 1,000 enhancements and bug fixes, the second major release of 2022 is here. You can watch the official release over on YouTube. It is a minute and a half of great jazz and cool features. There were some interesting numbers on Gutenberg's stats.blog of what blocks are used with .com and Jetpack. These stats are interesting, showing 76.6 million active installations, and it's exciting to see where all the common blocks are being used. If you are interested to see where Gutenberg is headed, make sure you keep updated at make.wordpress.org. Are you interested in starting a new site with your idea or small business? WordPress Starter is a new, beautifully pared back plan designed to put that idea center stage. For just $5 a month, that's right, $5 a month, you get fast WordPress managed hosting, unlimited site traffic, and reasonable starter price. It's the new price point for WordPress.com that I know myself and Sarah Gooding have been waiting to hear about for some time over on the Tavern. I've reached out to Automatic for a comment, still waiting to hear back. Events. WordCamp EU will be happening next week. There's an interesting panel discussion with the global lead, Take Rogenia, I hope I'm saying that right, on acquisitions in WordPress. The WP Minute has been covering these acquisitions individually over the past year, but you may want to check out this panel to hear their takes on some of the major changes and takeovers within the community over the past year. Speaking of acquisitions, Adrian Toby of Groundhog WP tweeted that his team has acquired Scott Bollinger's plugin, Holler WP. Bollinger exited the plugin space recently, joining the team at GoDaddy. Would you like to see a practical use of Gutenberg in the digital news space? Check out this Twitter thread by Seth Rubinstein, where he explains how he has gone all in on block development and what's possible in Gutenberg. Tom McFarlane shares his perspective of WordPress as an application. He goes beyond the latest published newsletters, tweets, blog posts, podcasts, etc. around full site editing and headless options. He points out that we may be forgetting the fact that WordPress is far more malleable than full site editing and Next.js. The WP Tavern Jukebox recently interviewed Anna Satoga and Kelly Choice Dwan about how the WordPress pattern creator works. If you want to hear how you can submit your patterns and the constraints and challenges around the submission, go take a listen to that episode. Just Valk warns us to optimize crawling to save the environment. Quote, every time they find a URL, they crawl it, and if it's interesting to them, they'll keep crawling it, basically forever. The bigger your site, the more URLs you have, the more likely every individual URL is to be hit multiple times per day. End quote. Speaking of the environment, over on Matt Report, can WordPress save the planet? Hannah Smith talks to Matt about how web sustainability can save the planet. This is a very unique approach for a WordPress freelancer. If you're looking for a new niche in your business, check this episode out for sure. New member alert, we would like to welcome Cameron Jones, a WordPress developer and technical SEO based in Victor Harbor. Cameron, thanks for supporting the show and joining us in our Discord server, talking about WordPress news every single week. And thanks to all of the members who shared these links today. Just one, the WP Minute fan favorite, Daniel Schutzsmith. Thank you, Daniel, for submitting the links to the news this week. Thanks to you, dear listener, for tuning in to your favorite 5 minutes of WordPress news every Wednesday. You can support independent content like this by purchasing us a digital coffee over at buymeacoffee.com/mattreport. Or join the Link Squad membership for $79 a year to support the show and become a producer like Cameron and like Daniel of the WP Minute at buymeacoffee.com/mattreport. That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please share it wherever you do social media and jump on the mailing list at thewpminute.com.